Hey everybody, how's it going? It's John from Plaid, aka the Man Podger, and we are here today talking about Valentine's Day. I've got Stephen with me. He is moderating. He can answer questions. He can pass along any comments. He will chime in, I'm sure, with some witty commentary as we go. So let's talk about Valentine's Day.
Let's do it, John.
Every Man Podger's favorite holiday, right?
That's right.
No, it's not. All the agita that comes along with not knowing what to get. Is my wife gonna like it? Is it good enough if I just buy flowers?
And you can't just put half measures in at this point. You
That's
gotta knock it out of the park.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's good of you to be thinking of it on the 11th of February, by the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Timely.
So, you know what? You're gonna swing by on your way home from work and you've got the flowers. Okay, not bad, but with a little bit of effort and planning, which you have time to do this weekend, you can make something a little bit more special. So that's what we're going to be doing. We are going to be making this cool little personalized vase out of a glass block, which you can buy at your local craft store. And we are going to be making a card and even a little special envelope to go with it.
Very nice.
Yeah. All with Mod Podge. That's it. All you need is some Mod Podge and a little bit of glitter.
I think the flowers got you like at a good start. If you're there, this is gonna like get you to where you need to be.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. Okay. What do we want to do first? Let's do the card first, right? You always start with the card.
Yep.
Seems like you don't jump right to the gift. Who does that? No one. Okay. So here's the card. What we're doing is we're starting with just some plain cardstock, and we've got a couple of printables that we just found online. And, you know, super easy. So you've got a little printer for the little printable for the front. You've got something for the inside. And then, like I said, we're going to make a little glittered heart envelope as well. Okay, so starting with your cardstock, there's a glossy side and an interior, what do you call it, matte side, right? Okay, so let's do the cover first. This is so easy. Now this, guys, is like Mod Podge 101. Everybody knows what Mod Podge is, right? I mean, I'm guessing if you're here, you do. But just in case you don't, it is, it's an all-in-one glue, sealer, and finish, decoupage medium, as it were. It's the best. It's been around since 1967. It's 55 years old this year. It is the coolest craft product that ever was.
It's almost ready to retire, John.
Yeah.
But it's not going to. It's
Yeah,
gonna keep working.
that's right. It's got its AARP membership, and it is moving right along. Okay, so Mod Podge. Ooh, speaking of which, before we even get into this, you know that there's a flash sale happening on plaidonline.com right now. Plaidonline.com right now. 3 days only. We are doing a flash sale, 30% off during Valentine's Day, to get ready for Valentine's Day. So treat yourself to something nice this Valentine's
And
Day.
that sale starts today, guys, so you haven't missed any of it yet.
Yep. Okay, so we are using Mod Podge matte. It comes in a bunch of different formulas. There's like matte and gloss and paper Mod Podge and all kinds of outdoor formula and dishwasher safe and spray-on formulas. Like, there's a gazillion formulas. Check those out on Plaid's website. But today we're just using the regular matte formula. And I'm going to use this little plate here to craft. So when I'm Mod Podging something down, I like to kind of put some Mod Podge both on the paper and on the surface, because then you kind of get that wet on wet action, and it allows it to just slip around a little bit, which is what you need. Because if you put it down and it's not positioned correctly right out of the chute, then it can be hard to reposition it. One thing about paper is it does curl up a little bit when you get your Mod Podge on there. That's okay. Don't worry. Don't panic. It's fine. So we're just putting Mod Podge, like you said, it's glue, sealer, and finish. So we're putting the glue part down, as it were. We're going to just put Mod Podge both on my surface and on my paper. And see how I'm able to reposition this a little bit up and down? That's a good thing. That's a Martha Stewart thing, isn't it? Didn't she say, that's a good thing? That was her thing. I didn't mean to steal that from you, Martha.
She's gonna come after you.
Mm-hmm. Martha and I go way back.
So
I did actually meet Martha one time. Ooh.
Why don't you tell them what you're doing now? You're rolling out this excess, right?
So we have these very cool little tools that you can buy. from plaidonline.com, of course, or your crafts retailer. And this little roller guy, and there's also like a squeegee, you can use these things to get the air bubbles out of your project. Now, one thing you should not do, which is what I just did, is make sure that you should make sure that your roller is clean. This roller was not clean and it made little marks on my paper. So, you know, if I were doing this for real, for legit, from a wife, I'd have to start again with the printable. See what I did here? Womp, womp, wah. Sad trombones.
So you think that you might have to take another stab at this, but for demonstration
But for demonstration purposes, let's just keep rolling. Pardon the pun. Okay, see what we did? All we're doing is slapping this thing down. This is not hard, guys. Okay, and then we're going to come back over the top and we're going to seal it with a little bit more Mod Podge. This is the way we do. This is how we do.
So before you were gluing, now you're sealing.
That's it.
All the same product, too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys get the idea, right? Super easy?
Very easy.
Yeah. Now, on the inside, do the same thing, right? You're going to take this little printable and you're going to line the inside of your card. One pro tip would be do it half and half. So lay your paper on here to make sure you've got it lined up. Back this guy up. Put your Mod Podge down one side. Lay it down. Smooth it out. Hold that in place. Get this side. Lay your Mod Podge down. Smooth it out. And then you've got yourself your card. This is how it looks when it's all done. I heart my wife, and then this cool little inside, and you're going to say, what are we going to say? I got you, babe? No. I love you, babe. How about that? I love you, babe. Happy Valentine's Day from the Man Podger.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Wicked easy. Like, dudes, so much better than a store-bought card, right? Way better.
When it takes this little time, guys, you have no excuse,
Yes,
really. You've
that's
got
right.
nothing. Why don't we talk about the sale one more time, John, just to
Yes.
kind of give people another
Flash sale.
refresher.
It's happening now. It's February 11th through 13th on plaidonline.com. And you can go there, check out the details of it, 30% off of orders. I think it's $50 or more. So please be sure to check that out. Okay, this is a really fun and easy thing to do. We're going to make the envelope, and this brings you back to kindergarten right here. Remember when you lay the glue down, and then you pour the glitter on, and then you shake the...
This is nostalgic crafting.
Right. What? That's what we're doing. So first things first is cut out a little heart from a piece of paper. I think you all know how to do that. Don't need to tell you. And we're going to trace it on our envelope.
This is somehow even easier than making the card itself, too,
Yeah,
which I think is great.
it is. Okay. The only part about this that takes a little bit of a steady hand is going to be painting your Mod Podge onto the heart so that when you actually apply the glitter, whoo, it looks like a heart. So you just have to be a little bit careful on that part of it. Use a small little brush. Go get yourself a little, either one of these little cool Mod Podge brushes or just any little detail brush, and you're just going to work along these edges. And you do want a nice smooth edge, but you also want to be a little bit outside of your pencil line because you want the glitter, when it shows, you want the glitter to cover the pencil line and not have the pencil line show through. Make sense? So just work a little bit outside the lines. Oh, boy.
I would say that, just from speaking from experience, you don't need a ton of Mod Podge, but it might be a good idea to put down more than you think you need anyway. Just so that you are super sure that your glitter stays in place and nothing falls out. You don't lose any what's the word? Sparkles, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
you feel like a surgeon, John? You're
I
studying
do.
hand?
It is with surgical precision that I have just crafted this heart, and I hope that it'll be received in that manner as well. Okay, so, oh, here's another one. Lesson learned. Don't be pouring glitter right out onto the table, because that's not going to go well for you. Oh, I have a blob. Can I get another? Is there another plate handy,
Yeah, we can
Stephen, or a
probably find
lid
one.
or something?
1 second.
Appreciate that, because I used my glitter plate to put a blob of Mod Podge on. That's it. See? Let's contain the mess. So get yourself some kind of a lid or a plate or something like that, and then we're sprinkling our Mod Podge on. I mean our glitter on. Okay, so Stephen, you were so smart. What did you say? Use more than you think you need,
More
right?
than you think you need.
Yeah, so you just go in here.
Fill in your
And the
gaps.
great thing about Mod Podge is it dries clear. So you can, even once you've already got a little bit of glitter on here, you can just go ahead and fill in these spots. Apply some more glitter. And then when you're done, you guys are going to want to collect up your glitter that you used and put it right back in the jar, the dry glitter that falls off your project. So you get the idea, right? Dee-dee. And you just touch that back up, a couple of coats, you're on your way.
Now
This
you've
is
got
how it looks when you're done.
You've got an envelope for your card now.
Yeah. So we've got our card done, got our envelope done. Set that aside. Okay. Now, the star of the project. Our own custom vase. So these glass blocks are really cool because you can get these things at your craft store and they've already got a hole cut in the top. I think this one came with a little like piggy bank top, so you can use it for that if you want. But for these purposes, we are making a vase out of it.
Awesome.
Like I said, you've stopped by, you've gotten yourself your flowers, you're good to go, but what are you going to put them in? So what I did was I went and found an old wedding photo from, well, let's just say it was a while ago.
Let's hold that out.
Hold
let's
it up.
just get a nice view of that image there.
This bad boy was Las Vegas Wedding Chapel circa 1996.
Wow.
Yes. Funny thing about this wedding chapel is it's right next door to the shop that then became the star of Pawn Stars.
Oh,
Gold and silver
interesting.
pawn.
Little Las Vegas royalty there.
On the corner of Charleston and Las Vegas Boulevard.
Very nice.
So yeah, back in those days, that was just a regular pawn shop. Nobody knew what it would become, but you know, they were there doing their thing.
Before they were famous.
That's right. Okay, so what you want to do is go ahead and measure your surface to make sure that you're printing your picture to the right size. By the way, when you print your picture, it's best to use a dry toner-based print, like a laser print. That goes for the printable as well as for this, because you don't want the Mod Podge to reactivate the toner. So a dry toner, like a laser print, is the best use for that. So this block measures like something like, I think it was 5 by 5 or something like that. But if you notice, well, I guess we can do the overhead camera. If you notice, there's a little border around it, and I kind of liked to keep that. So my picture just fits here in the middle.
Awesome. It's like the perfect size.
Yeah. So again, here's what the finished one's going to look like, right? Okay. So Mod Podge, one of the other great things about it is it's useful on so many different surfaces. You just saw me using it on paper. We're going to use it now on glass or a combination of glass and paper. You can use it on all kinds of stuff. Mod Podge is the best. Okay. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to limit my Mod Podge to the center area where my paper is going to go, just because we don't want to see, even though it dries clear, we don't want to see even a little bit of haze around the edges. So I'm just filling in this center square with my Mod Podge at the moment.
John, I wanted to share a nice comment here that we have from Martha. She says she was actually planning on making a card for her husband today.
All right.
This is perfect timing.
Yes, obviously this is a two-way street.
Sure.
You don't have to be just the man podger doing the making. You can be the she podger doing the making. She podger, is that a thing?
It
is now. Boom. I like it. This is even easier than the paper. Look at that. That thing just goes right on there. We're going to let that sit for just a minute. And we do want to smooth that out. Now, again, let's make sure that we don't have any little stuff on our smoothing tool.
Learning from our mistakes.
That's right. And I'm just going to gently get all the air bubbles out of this.
And there was a question as to what kind of Mod Podge we're using on the glass surface, and it's the same mat, actually.
Yep, it is. Yep. Regular Mod Podge matte formula. That actually went on super smooth. I think because the glass is so smooth and because we didn't put it on the paper itself, there really aren't any bubbles. This just came right out. One of the things that we're going to do both now and at the end is I've got these little baby wipes here, but you could use just a damp paper towel or something like that. And we are just going to try to keep our edges clean before the Mod Podge dries, because it's easiest to take care of it that way, right? So, once you have it on here, let's then go into the sealing portion of our program. You want to seal right to the edges in this case, because you want to make sure that the edges of your paper stay down. And, you know, if you're going to be putting, if you're going to be making this an actual, you know, working vase with flowers and stuff, keep in mind that, you know, as you're filling it with water, a little water might drip down the front, that kind of thing. So you really do want to kind of protect your whole project surface. You know, Mod Podge actually has a dishwasher safe formula. So if you're not necessarily that you would be dishwashing your flower vase, but if you were making a mug instead of flower vase, using this same kind of process, you actually can put that bad boy in the top rack dishwasher.
That's good to know.
Yep.
Did you think that when this photo was being taken in 1996 that you would be sealing it all these years later?
On YouTube?
On YouTube?
I never thought of that. I don't think I even knew what Mod Podge was in 1996. You know what? Actually, I did. Now that I'm thinking back. I did. Yeah, I remember it from high school.
YouTube definitely was not around. So.
YouTube was not a thing, that's for sure. So if they were like, yeah, you're going to be doing a live stream on Mod Podge, I'd be like, don't think so.
Not sure about that.
Not so sure. Dude, look how easily that comes right off, though. This was Emily in our craft studio who actually helped me, you know, do this stuff. She's like, John, you got to have the baby wipes on standby to wipe the edges.
It was a good call, too.
It was a good call. Can't be having cloudy edges on your thing. So, as you can see, it still looks a little bit milky right now, but Mod Podge does dry clear. So you just want to do your best to kind of get, like, you know, smooth, even brush strokes, but the milkiness and everything will go right away. Look at that. Here, let's put that by front and center.
And then you got your completely dry one over
right.
here.
This is how it looks when you're done. Then what? Well, you put the flowers in it, dum-dum. Oh, yeah. Okay, so one of the other things you got to do, flowers typically are really long, and this is wicked short. So, got to trim them. We've already measured ours, and we put a little rubber band, so even a dunce like me knows where to cut it. One of the things that I have been told by our flower experts is that you got to cut these bad boys at an angle, right? Is that right?
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard too. All right, the other thing that I've heard, oh, this is going to be, okay. This is a lot. It's a lot to get through. Get yourself some good scissors, man. Okay, the other thing is these flowers have a lot of leaves and stuff, and the hole in this little vase is not that large, so you do probably have to do some trimming. Got to do some landscaping, some weeding, edging.
Now it's man podge.
It is man podging. Once you get into trimming and edging, then you're definitely man podging. Dude, look at this.
That is looking deluxe.
It is. Let's trim some of this.
Martha says that she also heard you had to cut it at an angle, so
Oh, yeah.
we've been triple confirmed now.
I neglected to put water in here, but guys, put water in the base,
Yeah.
right, before.
That's
you
sort
start.
of a given.
Yeah. Well, you know. And it even comes, your flowers usually come with this little food doolally, so don't skip that,
Yeah,
because, you know, you want these bad boys to last. What do you think? How do they look?
they look great.
Yeah?
That is a complete set for Valentine's Day,
Dude.
John.
Oh, yeah. It's, you know what? Let's do a little more. We got to do a little more leaf trim. Emily warned me about the leaves, but I didn't listen. I did listen. I just didn't fully recognize the degree to which the leaves.
Well, listen, now you'll be able to appreciate the next time you do this. You'll be able to know exactly what you got to do.
Yeah.
You'll be in
Okay.
good shape.
So, rather than just walking in the door like some dope with flowers in a bunch of cellophane, here you go, honey. Psh.
Personalized.
What you're going to do is have her come downstairs to this sitting on the table with a beautiful card that you've made in an envelope.
And we've been going like 21 minutes.
Yes.
This took zero amount of time.
Easy.
It's going to mean a lot more than something you bought from a store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's recap. Mod Podge, greatest ever. Bunch of formulas. We used the matte formula today. You can buy it on Plaid online for 30% off at the moment if you take advantage of our flash sale. But of course, Mod Podge is available in all your local craft retailers. It's available on Amazon. It's available everywhere. Super easy projects that we made. We just did some basic, putting some printables onto a card. We did some dry glitter technique to get that one. And we used a personalized wedding photo, but you could pick anything, pick something from your last vacation, pick something of your family pet, whatever it is. Print that out to size, Mod Podge it right onto this jar, put your flowers in there, and you are a hero.
Wow. In less than 30 minutes, too. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was great.
So if we don't have any other questions, I guess that's a wrap, huh?
No questions. I think everybody's enjoying watching along. This is so cute. This is beautiful. Yeah, people are loving it.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of The Man Podger, and we will look forward